upbeat music playing. Host: Good morning, sports fans, and welcome back to another exciting episode of Four-Year Starters Daily Lineup. I'm your enthusiastic host, bringing you the latest headlines and thrilling stories from the world of sports. It's Saturday, August 5th, and we have a lineup of articles that will have you on the edge of your seat. Fun fact sound effect. Host: But before we dive into today's lineup, here's a fun fact to get your sports-loving hearts pumping. On this day, back in 1914, the first-ever electric traffic signal was installed in Cleveland, Ohio. Just like that iconic traffic signal, today's articles will be signaling some major changes and suspensions in the world of sports. Background applause. Host: Our first story, titled The Realignment of College Athletics, the Impact of Television Networks, and the Potential Demise of the Pac-12, explores the ever-evolving landscape of college sports. Just like a game-changing play, television networks have been reshaping the college sports landscape, and we'll discuss the potential consequences for one of the most prestigious athletic conferences out there. Football crowd noise. Host: And speaking of game-changing plays, our second story, Alvin Kamara, suspended for 3 games following Las Vegas incident, takes us to the world of football. Alvin Kamara, the electrifying running back for the New Orleans Saints, has found himself sidelined due to a suspension. We'll break down the incident and discuss the impact of this suspension on the Saints' upcoming season. Will they be able to overcome this adversity and keep their championship dreams alive? Audience gasping. Host: So grab your favorite sports drink, settle into your seats, and get ready for a power-packed episode filled with twists, turns, and sports drama galore. It's time to dive into the action and explore these captivating stories. Let's get started with The Realignment of College Athletics, the Impact of Television Networks, and the Potential Demise of the Pac-12. Upbeat music fades out. Transition. Host: Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another thrilling episode of Sports Spectacular. I'm your host, and today we have a lineup of exciting sports stories that will keep you on the edge of your seat. So without further ado, let's dive right into our first headline. Story 1. Host: In the world of soccer, the USWNT's fight for equal pay may have taken a temporary back seat, but make no mistake, the issue remains significant in women's soccer. Story 2. Host: Moving on to football, the Cleveland Browns put on an impressive display as they defeated the New York Jets in the Hall of Fame game. And if that wasn't enough excitement, they had to overcome malfunctioning showers and stadium lights going out. Talk about fighting through adversity. Story 3. Host: And last but certainly not least, former Baltimore Orioles manager Buck Showalter returns to Camden Yards, but this time as the manager of the struggling New York Mets. As he reflects on the differences in the two teams' fortunes, it's a story of redemption and new beginnings. Host: There you have it, folks. 3 captivating stories that remind us why we love sports. From the fight for equality on the soccer field to the Browns' triumph over adversity and the redemption of Buck Showalter, the world of sports never fails to deliver the drama. Stay tuned, because we've got more thrilling headlines coming your way right after this break. End of segment. In the ever-changing landscape of college athletics, realignment has become a frequent topic of discussion. The influence of television networks such as ESPN and Fox has played a significant role in shaping the future of conferences. Recent reports indicate that the Big Ten Conference is on the verge of adding Oregon and Washington from the beleaguered Pac-12, dealing a blow to the struggling conference. Tradition and merit have taken a back seat to financial gain for television networks. The negotiation of television deals has had a profound impact on conference realignment. The Pac-12, being the last conference to negotiate its television deal, found itself in a precarious position. With prominent teams like USC and UCLA garnering significant television appeal, the conference was left with only a few programs considered valuable properties. Oregon, Washington, and Arizona were among the few teams that stood out. ESPN and Fox, hungry for the most desirable teams, decided to strip down the Pac-12. Disregarding tradition, geography, and academic strength, The networks took the teams they wanted without having to pay for the less desirable ones. This approach has been criticized for prioritizing financial gain over the overall strength and integrity of conferences. The Big Ten Conference, having recently added USC and UCLA, is now reportedly adding Oregon and Washington to its roster. 4 sources familiar with the negotiations have revealed that the Big Ten has cleared the way for the 2 schools to apply for membership. While the applications still need to be officially approved by the Big Ten presidents, it is expected to be a unanimous decision. Once approved, Oregon and Washington will become the 17th and 18th members of the Big Ten, solidifying the conference's presence on the West Coast. This move would make the Big Ten the largest conference in major college sports, spanning 15 states from New Jersey to Washington. The potential addition of Oregon and Washington to the Big Ten deals a crushing blow to the struggling Pac-12. Already reeling from the departure of other schools, the conference now faces the possibility of extinction. With only 7 members remaining, the Pac-12's future is uncertain. Pac-12 leaders are contemplating a media rights deal with Apple as a potential solution to stabilize the conference. However, the departure of Oregon and Washington would undoubtedly have a significant impact on the Pac-12's viability. In conclusion, the realignment of college athletics driven by television networks has had far-reaching consequences. The potential addition of Oregon and Washington to the Big Ten further destabilizes the struggling Pac-12, leaving the conference on the brink of extinction. As the influence of television networks continues to grow, the future of college sports has never been more uncertain. New Orleans Saints star running back Alvin Kamara has been handed a 3-game suspension by the NFL following his involvement in an altercation in Las Vegas earlier this year. Kamara has publicly addressed the incident, admitting his wrongdoing and expressing regret for his poor judgment. The incident occurred on the eve of the 2022 Pro Bowl, where Kamara was arrested and charged with assault. After pleading no contest, the charge was reduced to a misdemeanor breach of peace. As part of his plea agreement, Kamara will need to complete 30 hours of community service and pay $105,000 in medical expenses for the victim. This suspension means that Kamara will miss games against the Tennessee Titans, Carolina Panthers, and Green Bay Packers at the start of the 2023 NFL season. Last season, Kamara had an impressive performance, amassing nearly 1,400 rushing and receiving yards and scoring 4 touchdowns. In preparation for Kamara's absence, the Saints have signed veteran running back Jamal Williams and drafted Kendry Miller in the 3rd round. Williams, a former Green Bay Packers and Detroit Lions reserve, will likely replace Kamara in the lineup, with Miller also expected to have a significant role. Kamara expressed gratitude for the opportunity to comply with the suspension and grow from the experience. He acknowledged the negative impact his actions had on various aspects of his life, including his family, the Saints organization, the city, and the NFL. Kamara emphasized that his focus is on taking accountability, making better decisions, and moving forward. NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell had a positive meeting with Kamara, indicating that the two had a productive conversation. However, Kamara may still face additional disciplinary action from the league. In conclusion, Alvin Kamara's suspension serves as a consequence for his involvement in the Las Vegas incident. Kamara has accepted responsibility for his actions, expressed remorse, and is committed to learning from the experience. The Saints will need to adjust their lineup during his absence, but Kamara's focus remains on personal growth and making better decisions in the future. Podcast, host, and that's a wrap for today's episode of 4-Year Starter. We've reached the end zone, scored the winning goal, and hit that game-winning 3-pointer all in one action-packed show. I don't know about you, but I feel like I just won the championship. Co-host: absolutely, my friend. We've covered everything from the highs and lows of being a rookie to the valuable lessons learned as a seasoned veteran. It's been an incredible journey, and we couldn't have done it without our amazing listeners. Podcast host. That's right. We want to give a massive shout out to each and every one of you who tuned in week after week, supporting us like the most loyal fans in the stands. Your enthusiasm and engagement have been the fuel that powered us through this incredible season, and for that, we are eternally grateful. Co-host. But folks, the game doesn't end here. We've got so much more in store for you, so make sure you stay in the game with us. Connect with us on social media to catch all the behind-the-scenes action, exclusive content, and even some sneaky previews of what's to come. Podcast. Host. Definitely. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at 4-Year Starter Podcast. We'll be sharing some epic highlights, engaging with your feedback, and keeping you updated on all things sports-related. Trust me, you won't want to miss out on any of the action. Co-host. And don't forget, folks, we're just getting started. Tomorrow, we'll be back with another thrilling episode, packed with insightful interviews, exciting stories, and maybe even a surprise or two. So mark your calendars, set those reminders, and join us again as we dive even deeper into the world of sports. Podcast host, it's been an honor and a privilege to be your hosts through this incredible journey. Thank you for being the best team we could ask for. Until next time, stay motivated, keep chasing your dreams, and remember, with passion and determination, you can be a 4-year starter in any game of life. See you tomorrow. Co-host, see you soon, team. Let's make some noise.